Hey everyone, today I want to talk about little things I do to make my home feel more cozy. As someone who values feeling warm and comfortable in my space, I've spent a lot of time thinking about tiny things I can do to make my home feel more welcoming. I actually spent about 6 months in Copenhagen where I learned a lot about hygge, but I also recently went back for a quick little trip. I vlogged it. If you're interested, I will link that above and below, but it brought back up these thoughts of how do I make my space feel more pleasant and cozy and welcoming to the people that I love. I have 11 different things to consider or strategies I use, but I'd encourage you to stick around for the last one because that last one I think is the most important. The first simple strategy I use to keep my home more cozy is to use warm lamp lighting. I find that if I switch out my light bulbs for something a little bit warmer, the whole energy of the space shifts. What's great also is that there are now LED lights that are really low power that can be warmer. Like I feel like back in the day it was stereotypically those white super bright lights that were low power or low energy, but now it's easy to get that warm, comfortable glow in your home in a way that's better for the environment and better for your checkbook. A second thing I do is to light a fire or use some candles. There's something about the movement of flame and the warmth that it gives off that immediately makes a place feel more cozy. I also will say I'm not against fake candles. If for some reason your building doesn't allow it, having candles that automatically light up and give that constantly moving, warm glow can evoke a feeling of home and warmth. A third thing I do is to play some soft background music. I've noticed if I just play a little bit of music in the background, my whole world feels elevated. You don't need loud, blaring music to distract, but just something to give an energy to the space, a flow, a feeling of warmth, of welcoming. And I personally find that listening to music in the background heightens all of the senses. Before we continue, I want to take a quick break to talk about the sponsor of this video, Merit Beauty. Merit Beauty is a minimalist makeup brand. They focus on clean beauty, and their products really help streamline and simplify my makeup routine. Merit sent me a number of different products. I've also bought some myself. I tend to have dry skin, so I just love their Great Skin Instant Glow Serum. I also personally believe that their highlighting balm is the best on the market. It is my #1 product for shining up my face, making it have this dewy, clean look. Their eyebrow product, their volumizing pomade, it sets my brows in place, gives them a little definition without being over the top. I'm also excited to let you know about some deals because I'm all about a good deal, that they're having their only sale of the year coming up soon. Early access starting from Monday, November 21st, running through Monday, November 28th. They're offering 20% off site-wide, along with daily doorbusters, so little rotating deals on various sets of makeup. Also, every first order ships with their signature bag, and because this is a clean beauty brand, you can feel good about purchasing their products. Anyway, if you're interested, I will have the link below in the description box, as well as all the information on the upcoming sale. Thanks to Merit for supporting my channel, and let's get back into the rest of the video. A fourth thing I prioritize is making sure I have a comfy couch or some kind of furniture piece that's just so good to sit down in. There's something about sinking into a really comfortable couch that just soothes me and makes me feel relaxed. I also feel like when I have guests over, if I have a spot for them to be cozy, to really sit, maybe even put their feet up and enjoy themselves, it just helps everyone become more real and authentic in the conversation. Along with that, my fifth strategy is to always keep a fluffy, warm blanket around. I've found that a lot of my guests, when they come over, will even feel so comfortable that they grab a blanket and curl up in it. And you know that feeling when you go to a friend's house and they have a cozy blanket and you're just cuddling in it and you're having a great conversation and you're just able to let all your other worries go away? Well, I think a simple blanket can do that for a guest. Another tip is to add life to the room through plants. I think there's something about having living things in your space that makes your space feel more comfortable and welcoming. You also don't have to go drop a bunch of money on it. You can even take trimmings from a friend, but I just think having a plant in your space makes it feel that much more homey. A seventh strategy is to keep a cohesive look to your space. I personally think chaotic, mismatched looks can add chaos and stress. Not that you can't have any eclectic pieces and not that you can't use color, but if you stick to a specific style, even if there's some eclectic pieces within that style, You can create a space that feels comforting and relaxing rather than chaotic and stressful. An eighth one, and I think this one is a biggie, is to add texture to your space. Whether it's through a fluffy rug or furniture with soft material, having something with texture adds some softness and coziness. A ninth tip is to use curtains. I personally think beyond just using blinds, having curtains gives that feeling of warmth to the space. Especially as someone who lives in Minnesota, sometimes having curtains actually keeps out the cold in the winter. But I think psychologically too, even if you don't live in a cold place, there's something about curtains that warms up the space. It's like blankets for the wall. Plus, they can also offer some privacy, which is always nice. A 10th tip is to focus on smell. Whether it's through candles or incense or baking some cookies, or just making sure that there's not a foul smell in your space, making sure your space smells okay can make a big impact on your comfort level. When you have a space that feels clean and fresh or smells cozy in some way, it really can affect your mood. I think it can give this feeling of nostalgia and relaxation. My 11th thing to keep in mind, and I think it is the most important, is that it's not ultimately as much about aesthetics as it is about the company you keep. It's about your willingness to get into conversation, to go there, to not feel rushed when you're spending time with other people, but really sinking into the moment and cherishing it. It's about mindfulness, being aware of being in the moment, and just letting yourself sink into that rather than focusing on other things going on in your life. And it's about relationships. To me, the coziest feeling is to be deep in conversation and to be spending quality time with the people around you. That's one thing I really learned from spending time in Denmark. It was the value they placed on really spending quality time with their loved ones. Often their dinners are hours long and they involve time afterwards to really sit and talk. And I feel like here in the US, at least on average, there's a lot of go, go, go mentality and like we need to be the most productive people and get everything done. And even when we do something social, often we feel like it needs to be rushed or quick. So I think the number one thing you can actually do to make your home feel cozy isn't about going out and buying something. It's about being in the moment and enjoying the people around you and making that a regular practice. If you're not spending time with your loved ones or enjoying the space where you live and you're not creating memories in that space, your home just isn't going to feel as good and welcoming. You want your home to be associated with good times, with relaxation in your mind, and I think the best way to do that is to spend time with loved ones and create memories in that space. It's about slowing down and not feeling that rush all the time. And it's not like you need to have a lot of people. It can even be spending time with like one other person, but sharing a moment with somebody, being able to sink into the moment, not just by yourself, but with someone else. I think there's a power in that. And that helps relax us in a way nothing else will. Even if you're an introvert, even if you're not a super social person, I think spending time with loved ones can be incredibly energizing and really help recharge you so that you can enter whatever else is going on in your life, even if it's stressful, with a level head and a relaxed spirit. Anyway, those were my 11 tricks for a cozy home. They're just the things I do, but I'd love to hear other strategies some of you have in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, you also might enjoy another video I created on ways to simplify and streamline your space. If you're interested in seeing that, I will link that at the end of this video. That's really all I've got for you, but thank you so much for spending this little bit of time with me, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye!